Welcome to Doing Philosophy, where you learn to philosophize about the big ideas. I'm Alan McPhee, and today's topic, forming your position, forming a position. We can begin by asking the question, what is a position? A position is where you stand on a particular topic. I don't mean physically standing, I mean where you stand mentally, intellectually. There's a debate about capital punishment. Should you support capital punishment or not? Capital punishment is the question, and you're deciding where you stand. What is your position on that particular topic? Consider another possible topic. What is your position on this statement? 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. What do you say? Are you for or against that? Now, if you say, oh, I'm against that idea, I'm against that 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, our eyes get big and we'll look at you and say, hey, are you kidding, friend? Are you really kidding? You are kidding, right? So you think there's a real choice between 2 plus 2 equal to 5? You're for or against it? Don't you know I was just kidding? You have a real position against it. Now, what I'm saying is that when we use the word position, we're talking about something controversial, that it's not something that's going to be solved instantly because it's 2 plus 3 equal to 5. It's debatable, but there are good positions and bad positions. We can look at those when we look at the argument that defends those positions. Right now, I would like you to have the mental grasp of holding on to a position. When you have something to debate, say you're a philosophy student, and you're looking at the topic of free will or determinism, to be more precise. Determinism is the idea that every action is determined by some prior acts. So everything is mechanical. I have no free will. Are you for determinism or are you against determinism? That's the position. So let me help you formulate position. First of all, in any topic of debate, there are 4 basic positions. Number 1, the one that you go for. Are you for or against that idea? If you're for that determinism is true, for example, that's your position on it. If you are against it, you're going to argue against it. That's your position on it. Those 2 are obvious, and most of the philosophers you're reading about, they would have formulated positions on both sides of that fence. There is a second one. If you're reading this idea and you realize both sides are really satisfying to resolving the problem, both sides are unsatisfactory, then you can reject. That is a third option, reject both sides. Here, so that's also our position. I looked at it, I saw the philosopher debate, none of them were satisfactory. I understand the question, but I don't think their approach is appropriate. That is also position. The last position, the 4th one, is the idea that you look at both sides, those who are for it, those who are against, and you realize both sides have some good attributes. So you create a blend, you mix the 2 positions. You have a mixture, a combination of the 2 positions. That becomes the 4th possible position. In typical philosophizing, those are what you're going to be looking at. After studying this topic for a long time, and maybe you've written a couple of papers having chosen one of these 4 positions, you may and you will actually develop your own position, which might be completely unique from any of the basic 4. It will be George's position. It will be Maria's position. You understand the debate, you understand the history, but you have such a unique solution. Now we're going to talk about how Maria approaches determinism, because that's a completely new way. Right? So positions form over time. How do you form a position? My recommendation is that you allow the position to grow on you. Study, 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 read, 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 listen to the debate, both sides, and then see where your mind is inclined. The best position for you is the one that your mind is inclined towards. If the majority of reader, majority of reading suggests that people are against determinism, but when you look at the problem, you see yourself drifting towards for determinism, the opposite side. My recommendation, you defend that side. Do not defend a position based on popularity. That is not the philosophical position. Your position is where your mind is inclined. Even if years down the road you might change positions, but it must change because your arguments all fell apart and you realize the other side has a solution. If years later all your arguments fall apart down and the other position still is not appealing, then you continue to fight for that position till the day you die. And you're not holding that position out of emotion. You're really trying to salvage something you really believe is plausible. You haven't developed the right argument to defend it as of yet. This isn't a popularity process. This is where your mind has a tendency towards. So the position then is your stance, which is flexible. You don't change it in a moment. You don't change it instantly, but it is based on reasoning and arguments, which we'll talk about defending that position. But the first thing is the formulation of the position. It's not just an answer. When you say I have a position, it means you're willing to defend. You're willing to withstand criticism to defend a particular view, a particular answer on a very, very controversial issue. I hope that my talk today has given you a sense of the position. Position can be very sophisticated and very complex. And I highly recommend you let the position form on you. And if you're in a debate, especially if you're in an in-class conversation in a group and other people are sharing their ideas and they have formulated a position, but you have not, then you should say so. I have not formulated a position on this particular issue yet. They both seem very attractive. Both sides seem attractive right now. I do not have a particular preference. This honesty in where you are is the foundation of having a great position. It's not about jumping on one person's side or another side, but just being in honest awareness of your actual mental or intellectual stance on that particular area. So until next time, remember, as college students or philosophy students of any type, read, study, and let these positions grow upon you. And I will see you next time. If you like what you hear today, please join my channel and hit the like button so that I can continue to be encouraged to engage in more of these videos just for whom? I can't hear you. For you, my friend. I do this for you.